You like that, didn't you? TPC Scottsdale, known for a bunch of birdies, Rich, and you can get right after them here at the first.
A gentle opening hole, second shot, a good opportunity to get your iron play dialed in. Green is very small. Anything missing to the right and to the left will run off into a collection area. However, if your irons are dialed in early, it's a great opportunity to make an opening three.
And if this can go down, he'll save par. Oh, what a stroke. Starting the round at even par.
Nothing wrong with an opening par, just easing their way into this round.
He finds himself in a share of eighth. The second hole at TPC Scottsdale is a mid-range par 4, playing 442 yards from the tips. The bunkers on the right side need to be avoided, which leaves a good mid to short iron approach to a green that is bunkered front, left and right. So a good accurate approach required. That was absolutely murdered. From about 130 yards here. And tidy looking shot, that one.
What an amazing approach shot. I think their rival Harold Varner III has a worthy competitor this week.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
And back to the course with the live action. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
This one, guys, he's got around 9 feet. He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Looking really good, this one. And that's for birdie. Well holed. He's currently tied for third. The third here at Scottsdale plays over 550 yards from the tips. It's a strong par 5, which requires 2 big shots to get to the green. The first shot needs to avoid that bunker on the left-hand side to give you a chance to go for the green. But if you're laying up, it's laying it back to a number between those 2 bunkers that sit on the left side of this fairway, around 150 or 100 yards out. That's not what he had hoped for, I'm pretty sure of that. And that shot back in the fairway. And here we are with the third shot. Well struck. Putting for birdie. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Just a short putt remaining here. He's in a share of third place. The par 3 fourth at TPC Scottsdale. Fairly straightaway hole, but bunkers again, front, left and short right, requires a pretty accurate and solid strike. Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. This one looks to be heading towards the green. That's right out of the copybooks. Exquisite.
Luke, nothing gets past you. Yes, this kid is a stud.
Oh, what a shot from the bunker. Okay, time to return to the action. High pressure moment here. This for a share of the lead.
This really looks good.
Oh, well played. And with it, he'll move to a couple under par.
And with that hole, this player is currently tied for first with Brooke Henderson.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
The fifth hole at TPC Scottsdale is a strong par 4, playing 470 yards from the back tees. There's a big bunker down the right-hand side that will catch any drive not hit with authority. The approach must be accurate with the bunker on the left-hand side. Anything just slightly missed here will be punished.
Playing this one about 130 yards out. Currently tied for the lead.
They've decided to club up.
That was special.
This one here, this is for back-to-back birdies, moving him in the right direction.
9 feet to the cup.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
This one has eyes for the hole. Some momentum being built now. That's back-to-back birdies.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
He's currently in a share of top spot. The sixth hole at TPC Scottsdale is a solid mid-range par 4, 432 off the back tees. Again, it's more position off the tee that's required here with the bunkers on the left-hand side. A bold player is to fly it over that bunker on the left and leave just a short wedge in. Bold players will get after this hole, but a safe strategy lays back before them.
Tell you what, they've got their rhythm going there. That's another green in reg.
It has been fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Oh, how good is that? Buries it for birdie as well.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
What an opportunity to make a birdie. It was on a good line. Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Currently at -3 for the round. The seventh here at Scottsdale is a par. Ensure that a nice straight shot is required. Opting for the hybrid, I think. Any bounce to the left here would be helpful.
What's in front of them, Henny?
He's got to be careful this doesn't get away from him here. This is downhill.
And with that, that's their 4th birdie. And that will take him to 4 under.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
And from the bunker here, looking for an up and down. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings. The 8th hole at TPC Scottsdale is a very strong par 4, playing over 475 yards from the back tee. There's a couple of pot bunkers down the left-hand side that need to be avoided so you can get to the green in 2. If you're going hard here, there's a tree on the right-hand side that can prevent a good second shot or a line to the green. 2 well-struck shots required to get to this green, and even then, your par's not secure. Well, a little off the target with that one.
One of the rare misses for this player today, Luke. They've been hitting a lot of greens today.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
Nice little par putt here.
On a nice line.
Yeah, you'll take that. And that makes him tied for first. Finishing hole of the front nine at TPC Scottsdale is a solid par 4, measuring 453 yards from the back tees. The big hitters will get after this hole, as there's plenty of room down the left-hand side. Although if you challenge that bunker on the right off the tee, it gives you just a short wedge into a green that's only guarded by a pot bunker at the front and then a back right bunker. A chance here to make a birdie.
A birdie putt awaits.
Okay, steady now. An opportunity to make their par.
And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Sitting at 1 under the card in a share of 7th. That's incredible. Well, how about the concentration to pull that shot off? And after that effort, let's take a look at how it stands. And as we make the turn here, Rich, our player tied for the lead.
Well, after 9, so far so good. It's great to see these two players stepping up, getting the best out of their games. It'll be interesting to see exactly who's going to be ahead at the end of the tournament.
This shot now being played from the fairway bunker. Wonderfully played. Let's see if we can make this big putt for birdie. That was a gallant attempt. And that should secure the par on this one.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
It's time to check on the leaderboard.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The 11th is a par 4, playing 472 yards and a huge water hazard down the left-hand side. The best line is a drive as close to that water without taking it on. Anything that leaves about 150 to 170 yards in will give you a chance to set up birdie.
Lining up from around 160 yards. He leads the field by a stroke.
Choosing the 9-iron here. Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing. And this putt will take them to 5 under. Ooh, right by the hole. Just a 4-footer remaining. That's well holed.
Heading to the next hole now, and this player's currently in a share of the lead with Brooke Henderson.
The 12th at TPC Scottsdale is a par 3, measuring 192 yards off the back tees. Not much to this hole except the bunkers left to be avoided, although water can sneak in on the right up near the green if anything is slightly pushed.
Getting ready to play their third. He shares top spot. And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Let's return to live play now. Just 6 feet between he and the hole.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
Good looking putt. That limits the damage. He's currently sitting in 3rd place. The 13th is one of the good scoring holes in the closing 9 at TPC Scottsdale. It's a par 5 measuring 558 yards. Job 1 is to avoid that huge water hazard to the right or the tree on the left-hand side that juts out into the fairway. If you're clear, you'll have a chance to knock it up near towards the green or just laying it back to a comfortable yardage of around 100, 125 yards. A chance for a birdie here to really ignite your charge. Well, it's fair to say that fortune favours the brave, Rich.
Yes, it does. And being just 1 shot back, things are getting interesting.
And this putt to move into 1st place.
Oh, birdie with big wings. Great putt. Well, what a way to make a move to the top of the leaderboard.
And with that hole finished, they're currently in the lead, with Brooke Henderson following in 2nd.
The 14th is a strong par 4, almost measuring 500 yards from the back tees. The bunker that sits in the fairway should be covered. Anything around 190 to 200 yards out will give you a green light to go for this flag, although a 4 here never hurts.
Henny, what does that lie look like?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the 2nd cut.
Not sure if that's what they're intending to do.
You come out of the rough, your distance control gets off.
He has this putt to save his par.
Looking good so far.
And in it goes for the par.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. The 15th is a very important hole, the par 5, 553 yards from the back tees. Either makes or breaks around here at TPC Scottsdale. That huge penalty area to the left is to be avoided if you're to make a decent score. A good drive will allow you to go for this island green in 2. Although if you're too far back, no point taking it on as there's water everywhere to collect your ball. Laying up to the 115, 20-yard marker will give you just an easy wedge here and a chance to still make your birdie. Going with the hybrid.
Uh-oh, this one leaking out to the right.
Yeah, a quality shot, that.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
He'll be happy to hold this. 21 foot.
Oh, just missed. Trying to get to 6 under now with this putt. This one's tracking.
Oh, he's on fire today, building upon his lead, hole after hole.
And with just a slim lead with 4 holes to go, do they have what it takes to get the job done?
And from the greenside rough here.
Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich.
All over the parking lot, but a chip in for par saves the day.
Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage.
3 holes remaining, folks. Hang on to your hats. This is going to be a wild and woolly finish.
Welcome to the jungle, or as they call it here at TPC Scottsdale, the Stadium Hole Par 3 16th. It's just a short club, but you miss the green, and a chorus of boos will ring out.
This should play.
And this will give reason for the crowd to go absolutely bonkers here.
An opportunity for a birdie here.
And that putt will give them birdie number 6 on the day. And with that, he'll move to 7 under. Incredible. Still in the lead now after that hole.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
The penultimate hole at TPC Scottsdale is an absolute beauty. Do you go for it or lay up? A drive here that's just slightly pulled will find the hazard to the left. But if you're short right, a chance to get up and down for your birdie and really push for the title. Well, there's a very good reason why he's leading this tournament, and that's Exhibit A.
Man, people usually don't go that far on vacation. What a drive.
Okay, let's get back to the action.
Second shot here on the 17th.
There's part of about 6 feet coming up.
This is what they have left for birdie here.
Oh, what a round this is. 7 birdies today. And with that, he'll move to 8 under par. Awesome play.
And a quick glimpse at the leaderboard now. And this player holds the lead, with Brooke Henderson trailing in second place.
The finishing hole at TPC Scottsdale requires a great drive. The big water hazard down the left-hand side and the church pew bunkers make it a very difficult drive. Anything out to those bunkers on the right will leave a good angle approach. But once you hit this shot, make sure you get the right area on the green if you're to make your birdie.
Wow, did this come out beautifully.
Well, that's right out of the top drawer. A great shot from our leader. Lining up here for a chance to win the tournament. What a putt to make. And that caps off a fabulous week by this player in Phoenix. They are your Waste Management Open champion.
And calming their nerves in the process, Luke, playing in front of some 650,000 fans this week. That was impressive.
Well, they came, they saw, and they conquered. They took down a fierce rival, and that's a victory they should be proud of, Henny.
Oh, absolutely. They silenced the giant today. They got the job done against the odds. We shouldn't ever have doubted them. There was some spectacular golf out there, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Bean, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.
2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Here we are at the Genesis Invitational, one of the top events each year on the schedule. Today's coverage is about to start. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hey Luke and Rich, I'm looking forward to treading the fairways again with these two because they were absolute fire the first time round, and I have a feeling that after their exchanges on social media, it'll be even more spicy out here.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to following along with these two. This is a rivalry that could be one for the ages. Can't wait to see what sort of excitement they generate.
Nicely done.
Second shot here on the first. Well, that's beautifully judged. Putting for an eagle.
Surely it's going to.
Beautiful shot.
Cannot imagine a better way to start their round off with an opening eagle.
Jon Rahm holds a familiar spot of top spot on this leaderboard.
We know that Riviera starts with a 5-4, but it may as well be a 4-5 because the par 4 second is tougher than the par 5 first.
I've never seen a golf course where you're so happy to start off birdie bogey. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. The second hole, pretty straight away off the tee shot. The second shot moves a little bit from left to right back up the hill. There is some space on the right-hand side to miss your second shot up by the green, but there's no guarantees that it'll kick hard enough right to left to get back on the green. It's a sensational second hole.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Oh, that was pure.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This is downhill, can't be too bold.
Ooh. This is a par putt. Well hold. Let's move on.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard.
And this is a familiar sight. Jon Rahm leads this tournament.
Pacific Palisades in California, the site of Riviera, the third hole, par 4. Elevated tee shot.
And a fairly generous fairway, a little bit more room out to the left than what players can see off the tee shot. Second shot is going to be downhill to a green that basically chases away from the player, going from the front portion of it all the way to the back. Difficult to get your second shot close here.
And they found themselves in the first cut.
Nice out the rough here.
Not a bad approach, that one. Not quite inside the birdie range, but you never know. Hole a long one. Still counts. Oh, 13-footer coming up here.
This is their look at birdie.
Ouch, that hurts.
A par putt awaits.
That was a sensational approach, Rich, but you've got to feel like an opportunity was lost.
So close to getting a share of the lead. but gone with that effort for birdie.
So many wonderful holes at the George Thomas designed Riviera Country Club. This par 3 fourth has to be one of them.
This is a spectacular par 3. Ideally, players want to hit a tee shot that moves significantly from right to left and moving with the contour of the green. If they can do that, then they've got an opportunity to hit it really close. If they challenge the pin off the tee shot, well, it could come up short in that bunker, and that is a massive no-no.
Opting for the 5-wood.
Needs a little ground help to the left.
Yeah, well played.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
If that's the right pace, this should drop. Top effort, that. And back to the play, shall we? Trying to get to 3 under par with this putt. Just didn't drop. And this putt coming up for his par. And down it goes. Just one off the lead after that hole. Rich, the PGA Tour is basically a power game these days, although the 5th here at Riviera forces players just to hold off the tee.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. And here we are with the 3rd shot.
Just 1 stroke back in this tournament. Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Setting up miles from the hole.
Still a fair way away from the hole here. Time to make a long putt.
Oh, so close. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
Colin Morikawa doing what he does best. He's leading this tournament as we head to the next hole.
The 6th hole at Riviera is one of the most famous par 3s on the West Coast, Rich. An absolute beauty.
It looks like a giant green donut with the bunker right in the center of the green, doesn't it? I love this hole.
Going with the 5-iron here.
This needs just a little work to the left-hand side.
Good opportunity here to move into a tie for 3rd. Just hammered that through the line. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Setting up this putt 9 feet from the cup.
Okay, steady now. Just 3 feet to go to the hole. Don't miss this. They can be costly. And that putter's hold, and that means it's back-to-back bogeys, unfortunately.
You're making one bad mistake with another, compounding it, not good.
And unfortunately dropping back to level with the card. Let's head to the par 4 7th at the Riv. Again, it's a par 4 that requires placement of the tee.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it, but again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
Clubbing up, smart. Got to control it though. Let's see.
Not a bad play, that one.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
Yeah, it's about 14 feet to the hole.
Some damage limitation. This one for a bogey.
That's a good putt to make, that one.
Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. The par 4 8th at Riviera is a choose-your-own-adventure. Which fairway do you like to take?
I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flagstick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flagstick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
Opting for the 9-iron. Do you think they drew that up differently in their mind?
Oh, a little shorty Baker on that action there.
How close was that to going down? Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Just got to use the touch of a feather. Barely has to blow on it. This is just downhill.
That was a gallant attempt.
Putting for bogey here.
Job done. Let's head to the next.
And this is becoming a familiar sight. Colin Morikawa leads.
The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
Chance to move up into the top 20 on the leaderboard. A good putt to make here.
Go on, get in the hole.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
A par putt on the table.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. All right, as we head for home at the Riviera Country Club, is there a hole that's talked about more than the short par 4 10th?
No, not at all. And what a hole it is. It's changed a lot over the years. This green is actually reminds me of something you would see at Pinehurst. There's no flat spots on it. It either is downhill or uphill. That's it. Players most likely will take driver or fairway wood and try and leave themselves just on the front left portion of this green. That's the most ideal spot they can hit it, no matter where they put the flag stick. However, hitting it there is nearly impossible. A keen short game is absolute necessity to make birdie here.
A fair bit on the line here. Spot the top 5. Always nice to hold those for a birdie. And a spot in the top 5 also with that great shot. So after that hole, he's now up to even with the card.
Getting closer to that top spot on the leaderboard. This is getting interesting.
The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
Well, that's a tremendous shot and sets up a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
Steady on. A chance to get one under the card with this putt.
Little birdie look in here.
Oh, terrific. What an effort. And with it, he moves to 1 under par.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And he's down there. You got a read?
He's looking at around 14 foot, I'd say.
Well, that's got to have some impact on the scoreboard. Let's take a look. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
This looks to be heading for the cut stuff. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up here from about 175 yards.
Going with the 8-iron here. See if he can get that one to come back to the left a little. Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it. And this putt to move into a tie for second. Ooh, right by the hole. And this one is for his par.
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Oh, yeah, golf clap. Really good.
Let's take a look at the current standings.
Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. Rich, the 13th hole. Slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees, both right and left. Requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the Barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
Oh, I didn't see this as possible. What a shot.
Getting ready to play their third. 3 shots off the lead. Oh, just missed. Time now for the 4th shot. 3 strokes off the lead. This putt is about 10 feet from the hole.
This one's looking good.
Trailing by 4 strokes. The 14th, Rich, I know it's dear to your heart, the par 3. You made an ace there in tournament history, won a car. How do you tell the players to play it?
Luke, it's a very simple hole in my mind, but for the mere mortals who are playing this game, it can be difficult because this green is not deep, but it's certainly wide, and it does tilt from right to left at a pretty good clip. Historically, it's not the easiest par 3 on this golf course, but for me, I think different.
Oh, they're going to walk this one in.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Will he be able to get out of this one?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the sand.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. This 15th hole, a very strong par 4, Rich. Challenging, to say the least.
It's a great par 4, and yet there's some players that have seen it a little bit differently lately. I always saw it as a dog leg from left to right, just avoid that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. And this is an interesting green. It's got a high spot on the left, and it's got a low middle section and a high section on the right-hand side, and you never have a flat putt. It is always breaking one direction or another, and it's either straight uphill or straight downhill. This is the most difficult green on the golf course by a long margin. If you see it differently, you can hit it down the right, down 17 fairway, but I fail to see how that's any kind of advantage.
A couple of birdies on the bounce as they make a move with just a few holes to play.
Inching their way closer to the top of that leaderboard. Can't afford any mistakes from here on in.
And it's worth taking another look at that one.
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
Now let's switch our focus to Ricky Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, well played. Aren't you an expert in the bunker? Let's catch up with the current proceedings. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage.
Managing to chase down the leader. The leader's closing that gap. Gotta like it.
The 16th hole, short par 3, Rich, but really good if he can get it close.
It's an island green, if you can believe that. It's surrounded by bunkers. I think this is another one of the all-time great designs. It's only about 160 yards, Luke, but the whole green is surrounded by bunkers. Everything feeds towards the center and the front of this green once it gets on there. I just think this is a magnificent design. If you hit it in any one of those bunkers, making a par will be nearly impossible.
Get the fist pump ready. This looks like it's going in.
Oh, that's a sensational putt to make. And what about the glimpse they just gave their rival? Come and catch me now. Moments like that deserve another viewing. Let's take a look at the replay.
Now this is how you putt. Take another look at this.
Trailing by a stroke after that hole.
Well, now things have gotten interesting. Closing the gap.
As we head back up the hill towards the clubhouse, we're faced with the par 5 17th, a long, strong par 5.
At all costs, do not hit it in that fairway bunker down the right-hand side. Anywhere to the left, even in the rough left, is just fine. From there, your next shot should be laid up out to the right-hand side. Third shot, straight back up the hill with some kind of wedge. It can be an easy birdie if you get the distance on your third shot spot on. If you get it wrong, however, you could have some issues.
Not bad. Close to the lead. Make sure you drop this putt to maintain your momentum.
Always rooting for this player, Luke. I hope this one goes.
Oh, nice looking putt. And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. Oh, how handy is that? Move him into top spot.
Now over to Ricky Fowler.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Yeah, that's well judged. And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. One of the most famous finishing holes on the PGA Tour, Rich. This 18th at Riviera is a classic.
Aim for the palm trees in the distance, which are located just on the left-hand side of the green. A good tee shot there will set up an awesome-looking second.
Well, I like the way this person's playing. Birdies all over that scorecard.
Oh, no better feeling than to finish the round off with a bunch of birdies. Let's see if they can keep up for the next couple holes.
And this is why they put in hours and hours of practice. A putt to win it all. Well, a spectacular week comes to a close. Congratulations to the Genesis Invitational winner, Riviera, the home of your champion.
It was a Hollywood ending for this winner. What a performance all week long.
And wow, what a rivalry that was. Let's recap some of the results. But it's a big thank you to Henny Koyak for bringing the magic on the ground today. What about what we saw, Henny?
Oh, Luke, I've seen some things that I'll never forget, both good and bad, but I had an absolute blast doing it. It was brilliant to watch. Those rivalries, I mean, wow. The pleasure was all mine.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.